What if I told you that the level of intention, effort, and even vulnerability that you show up with in your relationships will reflect back the kind of relationships that you sustain? And if you fear all those things, you will exist in relationships that fear them too. Lean in sooner, learn sooner, linger a lot less. Take what applies and leave the rest, okay? I was raised on this principle that if you do things right the first time, you don't have to go back and do them over. And this applies to completing tasks. If you were thorough, if you were focused, if you took some kind of pride in your work, you didn't have to make sure that the job was done right, or you didn't have to go back and do it over because you did it right the first time. Now apply this to interpersonal relationships, including friendship, okay? When you are exactly who you say you are and you show up in that way consistently, well, you don't need to revisit certain relationships and you won't linger in relationships longer than you deserve to. Truth of the matter is a lot of people desire and demand a standard or quality of relationship or person that they themselves don't show up with. So we want the effort, we want the consistency, we want the vulnerability, we want the integrity, we want the availability, we want the honesty. While we ourselves sit on our hands waiting for other people to always make the first move. And some people will say, well, I've been hurt before, or I don't want to be hurt. Or some people are just simply entitled and emotionally lazy that we desire or demand that other people be a little bit more courageous or bold than we are. And what happens in turn is we will exist in a lot of push-pull relationships, a lot of relationships that involve breadcrumbing, people-pleasing, or intermittent reinforcement. And we become a passenger in those relationships. Okay? Because we are always waiting for somebody else to make the first move. And people are so fearful of being hurt that they will refuse to be intentional. Okay? Overlooking the fact that if you are intentional and you are what you seek, that means things that don't align with you don't linger as long because you continue to move forward. All right? There's a difference between saying you make effort and knowing you do. Because to say it sometimes is performative. See, well, I tried. But to know you make effort means that, hey, I know what I'm capable of. I know how I've shown up historically. And I don't need to really say anymore because I've seen what I needed to. There's a difference between allowing people to be who they are versus allowing yourself to see who people choose to be and how they choose to treat you. All right? So, when you are intentional, yeah, there may be some collateral damage, but it's not as damaging as an unhealthy relationship that exists past its expiration date. So, when you lean in, you learn sooner and you linger a lot less. It's just information.